students, today we are going to start different topic, that is internet basics. Internet basics means, if you are thinking that I am going to teach how to use internet so that you all know throughout the day for different purposes, for different work, you all are using internet, is it or not? Yes, we all are using internet in one or another form. But the thing is, how these things we are able to do by sitting at one place, how we are able to do different kind of things which are very much far from us, and they also gives us the same feeling like we are doing everything, just maybe the other person is sitting in front of you only, is it or not? Like right now when I am teaching you, I think I am teaching in the same way I was teaching in the school. I am standing in front of you. Though you earlier you was seeing me live, now you are watching my videos. So only the difference, if we see that one screen has come in between of us, but the things which we are doing earlier, the same thing we are able to do now also. So how this internet actually works behind the screen which we have in front of us, how these small wires, sometimes our internet is connected with wire, sometimes it is wireless. So how, if it is wireless, how it is taking, if it is with wire, how our data being moved from one place to another place, and if it comes to us, how it is coming from another place to our place. So these all basics we are going to study in our today's topic, that is internet basics. First topic, if you'll see, that we are going to study, that is internet and its components. Internet and its component means what all things our internet consists of. What is internet? You all know about internet, that internet is a big network. In your previous classes when you were small, at that time you might have heard that internet is a big network. Now what is a network? If we'll see what network is, if we simply see, here you can see two computers are connected to each other, maybe with the help of wire. If not with the help of wire, so that medium could be anything, maybe wired or maybe wireless. But if these two computers are connected, then your all data can be shared between these two computers. So basically when two computers are connected, they are sharing information. Now, if I'll give you a simple example, if you want to share information with your friends, okay, if your friend is just residing nearby your home, just beside your home or very nearby you, what you will do, you will go to him or her and you will give your information, right? Same thing if he is little bit far away from your home, what you will do, you will call. And sometimes it happens that you are not able to call your friend, then in that case what you are going to do, you will send a message, a general message you will send, so that you can share that information with your friends or maybe with your relatives. So here these two computers are connected with each other, but in internet we cannot have two computers. There are millions of computers which are connected with one another. So when these millions of computers are connected with each other, they are sharing information. Now, how they are actually working when we are working with these two computers, right now I'm just taking, you can say one computer is here in India and one computer is in USA. So how these two computers, distances, like it's very, we have very large distance between these two countries. So when we have a long distance between these two countries, how these two countries, two computers are going to communicate with each other, that we will see. Before explaining this, I'll just ask you, whenever you are going to a market, what all things are necessary. Like if your mother is telling you to purchase a bread from the market, what all things you will do? First thing, you are going to ask your mother money for purchasing the bread, right? So after taking money, you will go to the shopkeeper and you will request. Here request word why I am using, because this is the thing when computer actually takes your data from one computer to another computer. you will request to the shopkeeper that you want bread. If you have, please give, right? Or simply you will go to the shopkeeper and you will ask that I want bread. Then shopkeeper will reply on your request whether that particular shopkeeper is having bread or not. If that shopkeeper has a bread, then that shopkeeper will give you a bread. Otherwise, it will respond to your request that particular bread is not available in his shop, right? So in both the cases, if that shopkeeper have a bread, it will give you. Otherwise, it will reply you that particular bread is not available in his shop. Now, what exactly we do when internet works? From here, suppose name of the person is A1. Here, name of the person is A2. From here, A1 person will request this A2 person to send some documents. So here, request of sending something. If not sending, even if you are sending a simple message of hi or hello, in that case also this particular request will go to this particular person, another person, so that that particular person will respond after your hello or hi message that if he wants to know about you or not. Then after this request, this A2 person will respond to your request. This is actually what happens when you are sending and receiving messages. Your request, your message will be sending to this another person, and this another person will respond to your request. So basically, if we'll see that whatever the things we are doing on the computer, that is simply request and respond. As a customer, you are requesting a shopkeeper to give you a bread, and customer will respond to your request whether that particular commodity is available in his shop or not, right? Now same example you can have, even if that shopkeeper is not having a bread and for a long time that shopkeeper make you stand that that particular bread is there or not, what will happen, that you will be angry that from so long you are waiting but you did not get your thing, right? So in any case, computer, even if this person will not respond you, then also you will get the message by the ticks and double ticks which you have in WhatsApp. That particular person has seen your message but that person did not want to reply. So in any case, you are going to get the message whether that particular person is interested to chat with you, is interested to send you the documents or send you the message or whatsoever it is. So this is how basically internet works and its different components which we are going to study now. Now whenever we are working on the internet, no doubt we need many things which we need. The first thing which we need, you all know that we need internet connection. Then we need modem. Then we need web browser. Then we need a platform where you can send your message. Not only web browser, when you are receiving these messages, you need WhatsApp. So we need different kinds of platform, different kinds of devices, different kinds of set of rules. What are these set of rules? This is www which we are using. So we need many things, many components when we are working with the internet. What all these components are? First, if we'll see, that is World Wide Web. You all are writing, whenever you are opening any of the website, in front of it you need to write www. Even if you are not writing, you are simply writing any website name, automatically you might have observed that automatically www is written in front of it. Now what is this www? www is a standard which each and everyone has to follow if they are having their website on the internet. Without following those standard, those protocols, I hope you all remember in your previous classes you all have studied about protocols, basically rules which everyone has to follow while creating a website. Now how to create a website, that you all know, because you all have done almost all the tags which is related to HTML. So you all know how to create a website. So while creating a website, we have to keep many things in mind. So those standards, those protocols are called WWW, that is World Wide Web. So just now you have seen as a client how WWW works. As a client, you request to the server and server will respond to your request. Now how this server, this client, just now I have shown you between two computers. So what all things are required when you are working with the computer, that we also going to study in detail further. Now what is the difference between WWW and internet? What is the difference? First thing, if we see, WWW is a standard set of protocols which everyone has to follow when they are creating any website, when they have any website running on the internet, they have to follow that protocol. Whereas internet, it is a network of networks where we have millions of computers connected to each other, so that one or another computer can send and receive the information. Another difference which we have between WWW is that internet works on WWW. Whatever the things you are searching on the internet, that entirely works on the WWW. So we can say that WWW is a part of internet, whereas internet totally dependent upon WWW, because different websites all together makes our work possible, makes the internet, with the help of which we are able to do different kind of things. Then internet provides us basic platform where you can work, where you can send and receive messages, where you can have your different kinds of website, whereas WWW helps us to launch those websites and those platforms on the internet. Now if we see, internet is working on one protocol, that is IP protocol. Now what is that IP protocol is, whereas this WWW is working on HTTP. As I told you, whenever we are sending and receiving any messages, there we need some server with the help of which our things will go from one place to another. Now how these things will go, that I'll tell you in detail. Let's have a look. This is our first computer, this is our second computer. Just now I have given you the same example. This is our second computer. But simply, do you think that when you are clicking from your computer or even from your mobile phone, when you are clicking on the send button, at that time your message will simply move from one place to another place? As I told you, internet will consist of many components like modem, like repeaters. We have many more things which our internet consists of, with the help of which you are able to send one message to another message. In between we have different servers. When these servers take our request from one place to another place, we are able to send the message. Suppose you want to send a simple message in the form of email to this second computer. How things will work? You may have different ISP. ISP means Internet Service Provider. You may have ISP of Jio, right? Your friend who is residing very far away from you may have ISP of Airtel. When you have written any message and you click on the send button, right? Your internet service provider is Jio. So first your message will go to server of Jio. Then in this server, Jio will check what is the destination of your computer or the message from this particular machine from which this message has come. So then it will check the destination where your message should go. Both the things it will check, from whom it has come and from where it has to go. So this Jio server, this is the server of Jio and this is the server of Airtel. From this server, it will check what is its destination. So it from the number or from the mobile or even if you are using any email ID, then from email ID it will recognize that your internet service provider is different. then it will go to the nearby server of this Airtel. What is the nearby server this Jio is having? It will go to that Airtel server, and from that Airtel server it will go to the destination server of the nearby address. This may be located in USA and this may be located in India. Okay, so from Jio server it will first go to the Airtel server, which is nearby this Jio server, and this Airtel server will see where its exact location is. Then that nearby server will send it to the server which is nearby this destination server, that is in USA. So this is how, when you are working, you are acting as a client. Okay, and these are the server. As a client, you are requesting for the services to the server. Always when you send message, even when you are sending your emails, any sort of message, in one or another form you are getting the reply whether that particular message has reached to its destination or not. Like maybe you will get the message that your mail has been sent, or maybe in another form you will get, like in WhatsApp you will get the double tick. So there is one or another form with the help of which server is responding to your request that your message has been, or the other services which you have applied for. You may be paying the bills of your internet connection, or maybe you are purchasing some railway tickets or some airline tickets. So in one or another form you will get the message that whatever the work you were doing on the internet, that work has been completed. So this is basically client server architecture, where client requests some services to the server and server will respond to the request of the client. So you are client when you are working on the internet, and whatever the services you are using on the internet, server is replying back to the client. Now when server will take that message to the person to whom you want to send your data or your files or your message, whatsoever it is, whatever the message that person is replying back to your message, that message again come back to first to the nearby Airtel server, and then from Airtel server again it will come to the nearby Jio server, and the Jio server, from that nearby Airtel server it will come to the Jio server, and then Jio server will provide it back to you. Now you all can see how long this process is, but how much time it is taking when you are sending any message, whether your message is lengthy, whether your message is short. These all process, that server request or server respond or client request or server respond, all these process takes fraction of seconds when you are working on the internet. So you can see how lengthy the process is, but how fast it is. That is why it is always said that internet is the fastest means of communication. So this is how your www, when you are writing any website name on the top, how your www works. It actually reacts on the client request and respond back with the help of server. Now let's see basic internet terminologies. I hope this server terminology is clear to you. Server, who is responding back to the request of the client. So this client terminology is also clear to you. Now next we see, that is web client. Web client, when you are using different kind of platforms, like you are using WhatsApp, you are using Facebook, you are using google.com, or you are using Yahoo Mail or whatsoever. These are the web client where you are working so that you can get what all services you need from the internet. Web browser, I hope you all know what web browsers are. The platform where you can browse the internet, where you can use the internet. So that is, I hope you all know that Mozilla, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, these all are web browser. Next is web page. Web page is, I hope as you all know about HTML, web pages where you have all the information related to your service. Like if you are opening any website, that one page may consist information related to their organization, then one web page related to your inbox, one web page related to your to your spam or your sent folder. So one information which is given on a single page, that is called web page. Website, collection of different web pages, that is website. Domain name, now what your domain name is? The name, the unique name which you are writing when you are working on the internet. At that time you have to write www.yahoo.com. So what is this www? This is your domain name. You are using commercial website. What the type of this website is? This is commercial. If gov is written, then that means this particular website is based on any of the government. So that according to that we have unique name of each and every website. Now what is this URL? URL is uniform resource locator. Whatever the things you are, whenever you are writing, like on the top if you are writing www.yahoo.com, this is like letter addressing. Letter addressing means where we have different kinds of names. On the bottom, if you will see, on the bottom you will get the message connecting. Just observe this whenever you are opening any website. Observe this, that connecting to 192.168.1.1. So these are the numbers. So this is number of the same website, but we cannot memorize the numbers. We can memorize the name of the website, but we cannot memorize this number. So this URL or this domain name is basically the type of website. All these things consist domain name, whereas URL consists of the unique address of our website. Next is web portal. Web portal is which gives you, which hosts other websites so that you can do different kinds of work. Now you can not only send and receive messages on internet. You can, even if you want to book your tickets, that you can do. If you want to any kind of bill payment, any kind of hotel booking or cinema ticket booking, or anything which you want to do, even if you want to shop online, that also you can do. So different kind of portals means different kind of websites for different kind of work. Your work, like you might be applying for making your passport, you might be applying for like you want to make a website which consists you are doing business on that website, so that is also web portal. You may be now when you are learning from the different websites, that is also web portal, so which host other websites, so you can do different kind of work, that is called web portal. Blog, about blog you all know, when famous personality to whom different kind of people want to listen, that is blog. Like Twitter is a blog where people are writing whatever the things they want to share with other people, that is blog. Blogger, who is writing those content, that is called blogger. Blogging means you are writing, you are sharing your views with someone else. So that may depend to person who is writing, that is blogger. And when you are using any platform like Twitter, that is blog, and blogging means where you are writing all such kind of things. Next is news groups. News groups means a group where people who are having similar interest can share their views. Like for your studies, we have made one separate group of all 10th class students, because whatever the studies, whatever the things teachers want to share, that all thing is common from one student to n number of students. So that's why similar group is made for different classes, because the material which teachers are sharing, that is going to remain same. So news group is just like a group with the help of which you are able to share your views, or maybe any, like all those persons will have similar interest, similar type of news, similar type of views. The next is email. Email, you all know, when one person is sending, like you all have your email ID from where you can send and receive different kinds of messages. Email address. Email address, always email address consists of two parts. Suppose your email address is suhani@yahoo.com. It is always separated with @ sign. First one is the username and second one is the domain name. Okay, so we have two parts if we'll see. First one is the username and second one is the domain name. So this is our email address where we have two parts. One is the name of the user and second part on which particular site you are making your website. So these are the different terminologies which we have whenever we are working on the internet.